doubt. And when I go to track meets, hang around pole vaulters, they want to know, how did you jump 18 feet in high school back in 1981? I put this video together to show you exactly how I did it. My 8th grade year, I was 5'5", 100 pounds. This was the first year that I bent my pole. My dad was my coach from the entire way. He was on retirement disability, so he had plenty of time. I remember my 8th grade year in the summer, we vaulted. Right after breakfast, we'd go out and vault till noon. We'd eat lunch, we'd go back and jump till supper. We'd go back and eat and jump till dark. And this would happen every single day. It wasn't one of those situations that he made me. I loved to go out pole vaulting. I was just really excited that he was able to go out there with me. I started the year on a 13-foot pole and ended up on a 14-foot, 115-pound pole. My personal best was 12'7", and let's take a look at a few jumps from that year.
Hanging out on my front porch, a car pulled up full of college girls, and one comes in to grab herself a beer. We wound up in my red dirt room, singing Willie Nelson tunes, and any song that came to mind. She was ready. That girl was ready for the next big thing. Well, she came straight from the bar and picked up my guitar, and she tried to sing a little tune. Well, I'll tell you, if you're asking me, the girl couldn't even sing in key. Hell, she even destroyed old Bobby McGee. But she was ready. That girl was ready for the next big thing. Another thing I never understood, said she knew Carrie Underwood, but taught her every single thing she knew. She said she'd been with an acting troupe, but it was really an institute.
My 9th grade year, I was 5'6", 110 pounds. It was a huge year for me. I went from gripping in the 8th grade, 12'8", to my 9th grade year, I ended up gripping 14'8". I ended up getting a 15-foot pole, and then my dad ordered me a 15'9", 120. That thing was wiggling so hard coming down the runway because it was so limber. It was like a crossbar jumping on that. And I ended up jumping 14'8" for a new 15-year-old national record. Let's take a look at a few of those jumps.
On this bus back from Kansas, I'm missing you. Every minute seems a little bit longer, but God, I'm coming home to you. I'm coming, baby, I'm coming soon. This I promise you. On this bus from Kansas, back from Kansas, a bottle of booze and prescription pills, they seem to free my mind. Like sand in an hourglass, I know I'm Yes, I promise you, on this bus from Kansas, back from Kansas, this land is flat, you can see for miles.
One of the experiments we did was I was trying to get on a pole and it was just too stiff. We just couldn't get on it. And so my dad thought, hey, let's put some weight at the end of it. You need to be heavier. So we got some buckshot. We were big hunters, and we got some buckshot from our shotgun shells and put a 3-foot extension on the end of the pole, and we put 5 pounds worth of that buckshot in. It was so tough to get the plant up there. That didn't work very well. I was jumping on a pole and it was just too short. I was holding at the very end of it, and I told Dad, hey, if I had a pole that was just a foot longer, I could jump higher. And so he went to the machine shop and got this foot extension built for the end of my pole, and we put on the end of the pole, and it worked like a champ. I gripped a foot higher immediately, and I jumped a foot higher, and it worked for about 10 jumps and the pole broke. Okay, don't try this one. I had a dream one night that those guys, the way their pole was bending out to the left, I thought, I bet what they're doing is they're turning their pole a little bit and then it just bends out to the left. And so I tried it. I took my pole and twisted the soft side over the left side, and as soon as I planted the pole, it bent out to the left just like I planned, but it threw me right into the standard. Here's one experiment that did work. We didn't have a lot of money, so we had to be creative with our poles. So what we did is when my pole would get a little bit soft, we'd go down and buy carpet tape, and we'd wrap carpet tape on the pole to make it stiffer, and it actually worked. So you can see in the video that I have several different pole colors, and the ones that were red was the one that had the carpet tape on it, and we had it so much on there, it was about that thick, but it added about 5 pounds to it. So that one did work. Definitely don't try this one at home. I went to a carnival one time, and they had helium balloons there, and so I thought, hey, that will make my pole lighter. I put helium in the pole. So I went home, told my dad, and he was like, hey, that really might work. So back then, at the end of the pole, they had corks. And so like you fill a basketball up, we got one of those needles, put it in there, start filling it up with helium. And then I grab it and pick it up, and I said, I don't know if it's light enough. Put some more in it. So he'd put some more in it, and I took it off, and I looked at the end of the pole like this right here. And as soon as I moved it away from my head, boom, the tip shot off of there about 100 yards. If I'd have left it there about another half second, it'd have blew my head off.
So look where I am without you, girl. I said the sun will rise and the night will fall, and without you I'm nothing at all. Through the thick, through the thin, we'll be together till the end, oh girl. I said I hope you feel the same for me. This is how it's supposed to be. I am on bended knee, please spend your life with me, oh girl.
My 10th grade year, I was 5'7 and a half, 120. And I remember everyone saying, oh, he's a good jumper, but he's just going to be too small. I remember being so determined after that I wanted to be great. I started the year off jumping 15-foot indoors and ended up the year at 16.2 1/4 with a national record for 16-year-olds. Let's look at some of those jumps.
Jesse was a country boy from southern Oklahoma, an empty fifth of whiskey, a 67 Nova. Down Johnson on his mind. A single six revolver shoved between his seats. Man, those pearl grips, they sure look mean in that chrome. Well, God, it sure does shine. He's making fresh tracks down the Billy Bell Trail, had the county law on his tail, and he fired 2 shots to stall for time. Well, Jesse soon ran out of road, so he stepped out with his 44 Colt, and he killed that man with just 1 shot. He aimed those sights between his eyes and pulled that trigger to end the love dog's life. He is a 5-star wanted man.
This is one of the drills I did in the 8th grade. Took a rope, hung it up in the backyard, and learned how to swing upside down and turn and be square. Here it is.
It cost Jesse 20 or it cost him his life. When he saw that Trans Am and his girls drive, he cocked his hammer and he walked inside. Found 2 lovers on his bed.
This is another drill that I did, and this is my one of my sons trying it, Tommy. Here it is.
She flashed him with her baby blues, so he put another slug in the corpse on the floor. Just the desperate.
This is definitely stepping the rope vault up a little bit. With this drill, you have to be very careful and very safe. I learned this at 1980 Olympic trials up in Eugene, Oregon.
Jesse's fight was almost done. One round left in that handgun, and he saw the roadblock up ahead. One thing left on Jesse's mind, it was kill himself or serve his time. He chose last shot he fired. And Jesse's mama's heart was broke after using his daddy's old Colt and 6 feet underground. Jesse was a country boy from southern Oklahoma.
My 11th grade year, I was 5'8 3/4, 130 pounds, and I got a lot faster and stronger, thank God. My dad brought home some 16.5 poles, and he said, let's go practice. Oh man, it was a good thing I wasn't scared. I grabbed those 16.5 poles and brought it right on in, no problem. And that year indoors, I jumped 17 feet for a new national record, high school record indoors, and then outdoors, 17.5 1/4. Here's a few jumps from my junior year.
Searching for redemption, what this road might bring. But now I'm stuck out in the cold with my head hung down a chain, living in a cardboard box with only me to blame. But look at what I've come to learn. The light lights out here in Vegas, oh God, they shine so bright. If I only had the money, I'd put you on a flight. But right now's not a real good time for you to be around. There's far too many dangers in this godforsaken town. But look at what I've come to learn. The plains of Oklahoma, I know they are so bare. So drop down on your knees for me and say a little prayer. The road back home is broken and I think I'll stay a while. If someone asks about me, we'll just turn to them and smile. Say, look at what I've come to learn. Well, I spent every dollar chasing my last dream, searching for redemption, what this road might bring. Well, now I'm stuck out in the cold with my head hung down in shame, living in a cardboard box with only me to blame. But look at what
I jumped on some 17-foot poles my junior year, holding 16-1 in practice, and made 17-8. I remember I was at the Olympic trials in 1980. I was 17 years old, and they called my name, Joe Dahl, on the runway. So I got up on the runway, and I heard this noise. Everybody clapping up in Oregon, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I looked around, and I was the only one competing. They were clapping for me. I put that little 16.5 pole down, and I grabbed that 17-footer and brought it on in there. I had a great time.
I made a stop in Dallas and tried to get myself some sleep. I laid some blonde-haired beauty on a set of motel sheets. Well, pretty old Sally, won't you go with me? Pretty old Sally, I know I'll make you see that once we cross that muddy red river, nothing but you and me. 'Cause things down there in Texas aren't as big as they seem. So I pulled into her complex, and I hoped with any luck she'd be packing her things to load 'em in my truck. I had a funny feeling that I was going back home alone, because I tried 6 or 7 times, couldn't get her on the phone. Well, pretty old Sally, won't you go with me?
My 12th grade year, I was 5'9", 137, and the goal was clear: be the first 18-foot high school pole vaulter. And let's look how it happened.
way until you found a brand new start. Well, grab me and hold me a little tighter. Whisper and tell me how you wanna feel. Take my hand, lead me through the darkness. Touch my soul, lead me to the promised land. I was feeling down and out, needed someone who would understand. I phoned a buddy on the road sometime around 3 a.m. I said I need some answers, so I'm turning to him. He told me to ask myself, 'cause they lie deep within. You gotta grab her and hold her a little tighter. Whisper and tell her how you wanna feel. Take her hand, lead her through the darkness. Touch her soul, lead her to the promised land. Showed up her house, with thoughts running through my head.
That's the jump of the future right there. Jumping.
Came through the front door, she just got out of bed. I said, baby girl, you know I drove all this way, so give me the rest of your life to tell you what I have to say. I'm gonna grab you and hold you a little tighter. Whisper and tell you how you wanna feel. I'll take your hand, lead you through the darkness. Touch your soul and lead you to the promised land. Oh, I'm gonna touch your soul and lead you to the promised land.